Hi, my name's Greg Halburn. I'm a writer from outside of Boston, and I'm here to treat you to what I hope will be a page turning experience by reading you the first chapter from a novelette called PENTA. And this first chapter one is called Prize. The armored guard shoved him hard. "Get in there, boy!" Price stumbled out of the shelter and hit the grimy street, chin first, pavement bit skin. He twisted back just in time to see the guard slam the steel door and throw the bolt. That was it. He was on. Price rose slow, steadying his breath. Didn't know the exact block, but he knew the zone's park grid by heart. Somewhere between Crotona and St. Mary's. Had to be. Parks were the only thing he knew well enough to trust. Parks had saved him 4 times already. 24 hours. That was the deal. Survive a full day and they'd track him, pull him out, give him a couple weeks to heal. He'd heard of a guy, a Deca, 10 runs in the zone. First 4 by hiding, last 6 by hunting. They'd unplugged his slot and handed him an infra to end even the score. Prize wanted that. Make it through this one, he'd be a penta. After that, he'd demand an infra of his own. Time to even things up. He scanned the ruins, burnt out apartments, twisted steel beams from the cleanup bombings, brick dust hanging in the air. Nothing moved. He bolted for cover of an old newspaper kiosk, full tilt, red pulse hammering in his skull. Red pulse, game sat. Someone had already linked. Raven eyes swept the turret. Pure white, perched above the kiosk. There! Prize launched, clearing 15 feet, tucked and rolled. Came up behind the kiosk. Short-term goals were second nature now. He remembered telling some guy, Scooter, about reserves. Never use it all. There'd always be a moment you'd need more. Prize wanted Penta. He needed more. Body check. Nothing broken. He slid along the black wall of the abandoned knitting factory. Player was good. Globe turrets infratracked but didn't fire. Guy knew how to wait. Price swallowed. Dry throat. No safe water for hours yet. He slipped through a loose board in the storefront. Darkness swallowed him. A sound. Another body. Bad move. Should have gone back out the window, taking his chances on the street. Dumps were death traps. Too many link points, too many turrets. He had to cross the pitch black room, stay low. Crawling, his hand brushed something soft. Flesh. A groan. Oh, God. Hooky! Either the run or plugged in deep. Prize didn't want anything to do with the hook. Hook meant sat track. Monitors would find you eventually, and when they did, you got thrown into an early round. Nobody wanted early rounds. Too easy to get hit from 8 angles at once. Helping a hook didn't buy you anything either. The hook stirred. Prize felt him rising. No choice. He dropped on the man, adrenaline flooding his limbs, and drove a fist into his neck. A sharp snap, a wheeze like a balloon leaking air. The hook slumped. Too much time wasted. Move! A sliver of light cut across the far wall. Price sprinted, crawled towards it, reached the boarded window, pried at the wood. One board loose, one to go. Thud! Thud, thud, thud. Price froze. Curious player. Cautious one. The worst kind. You never knew where you stood with careful shooters. Easy players emptied a clip in 10 seconds. You just danced around them. But this was a penta round. No crutches. Every player had logged hours and credits for the chance to pop him. Penta's got dossiers. They knew who he was. He wasn't Penta yet, not unless he survived this. Price slid a broken board across the floor into the darkest corner. Flash! Red pinpoint laser from a ceiling-mounted infratrack. No shots. Guy was patient. Price wrapped his hands around a cinder block, propping up a steel beam. Wriggled it loose. Thud. Thud, thud, thud. Cement exploded around him. He dragged the block to the window. Another burst. The sound and ceiling groaned. Plaster sifted down like flour. The beam sagged. Prize lifted the block overhead, muscles coiled tight, and smashed it through the boards, dove through the jagged hole, hit the ground rolling, came up running. Behind him, a pale white flash lit the window as the ceiling turret crashed to the floor. Dust billowed out in a choking cloud. Prize was already gone, sprinting down the deserted street, hours to go before he earned PENTA. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, please click through to my website.